What's up, guys? Dub here, and welcome to part 2 of the gameplay updates, the 6.84 review discussion, almost kind of a podcast thing. We could be doing it if we wanted, but we don't do podcasts. So let's go ahead. Last time we went through all the heroes, a lot of major changes, stuff like that. Kind of described what exactly was going on. This time, we're going to be going through items. They added a lot of new items, changed a lot of item stuff, so let's go ahead and start from the top. I know you're excited for this first one, so I'm just going to let you go for it.
Well, the first one is called the Mango, or Enchanted Mango is the full name, but everybody's just going to call it the Mango, which is basically just the Mana Tango. It kind of works like Mana Boots with a Tango.
Yeah, because what it ends up doing, I mean, it costs 150 gold. It provides 1 HP regeneration, which it doesn't say how long for. So that can't be, is that like the entire game? Because 1 HP is not that much.
I suppose it just...
It just says plus 1 HP regeneration. That could be huge. Like, this might be something you might want to get early.
No, that's its passive. It gives you 1 HP regen, and then once you consume it, it gives you mana.
Is that what you think?
That's what I think.
Okay, because I can see that, and I can see it go the other way.
One says provides, and one says use. So I think it provides 1 HP regen until you use it, which consumes it to give you 150 mana.
Okay. But still, I would rather use this than a Clarity.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 150
Clarity gives
instant.
you 200, but
it can be canceled.
50% of the time you lose it.
Yeah. So this is really cool. New beginning item for intelligence heavy heroes. Zeus could get this, stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Next item, we have the Lotus Orb. Formed from Perseverance, Plate Mail, and a Recipe. So it's going to cost about 4,000. What it's going to do is, obviously, you can check out the breakdown here of what it's going to provide disassembled. So active, it's going to be called Echo Shell. Targets an allied unit dispelling negative buffs and applying an Echo Shell buff for 6 seconds. While the Echo Shell buff is active, it recasts all targeted spells back at its caster. Basically, a mirror, like rather than Lincoln Sphere blocking, it mirrors. So... a lot of point skills. If you are having a lot of Daggons around you.
If you have a Lincoln Sphere, I'm pretty sure it would stack.
I don't think so. I think
it's got the same cooldown and it's the same normal effect.
But I think if Lincoln Sphere stops it, Lotus won't bounce it back. I think that's going to be one thing that's changed. It might be a minor update, but I can't see. That'd be cheap. What if Lena comes up on you and uses, her ulti on you, and then all of a sudden, like, Lincoln Sphere blocks, and then, oh, by the way, bitch, eat it. And all of a sudden she gets hit with her ulti again.
You do have to cast it on yourself, though, before she would drop her ulti. So it's not like it automatically does it like Lincoln's.
Still. I mean, well, wait, is it you cast it on on allies like Lincoln Sphere, or does it have a passive too?
I don't think it's a passive as well.
Because it doesn't say you have to cast it, because it says target, if you do the active, you target an allied unit. I think it might be
do with Lincoln Sphere.
Yeah, I think it's like Lincoln Sphere. I think it's a passive where it's constantly will do it like once every 17 seconds.
This would work better on a tank type hero.
Oh yeah. Like a tank fighting one, like a hero like a Lena specifically, or a Tinker.
Or specifically like a wall, where they don't necessarily do a lot of damage, but they take a lot of damage.
Yeah, so now all of a sudden they can bounce that damage right back. That's
right. And that means that in a 6-second team fight, all magic damage that right, all spells targeted on them will get targeted back.
Exactly.
That means Dagon, any
Exorcism.
Ulti. No, because that's not a spell.
Oh no, that is physical, isn't it? That's physical. That's right.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Worth
it's
a shot.
Spell. It doesn't say magic. It just says.
Yeah, that's true. So it had to be a targeted spell.
Right.
All right. Next thing we have. This one's pretty cool. Glimmer Cape, new item formed from Cloak and Shadow Amulet. Go ahead and you can talk about this one.
Why? Okay.
Why? Fine.
Basically, what this does is it just works like a normal cloak, but then it gives you an aura, I think. It gives you, you can activate it, turning yourself invisible like a normal shadow amulet, but you can continue to move.
Yeah, so it's basically just it's basically a $500 upgrade to Shadow Amulet. So it's a
Right.
cheap Shadow Blade.
Without the bonus damage, and it doesn't last the 14
Yeah,
seconds. It lasts 5.
like I said, very cheap Shadow Blade.
Of the $600 less Shadow Blade.
Still, that's cheap. No, it's not 6. It's almost 1,000 less.
No, Shadow Blade is.
Because the other
Yeah,
it's 2,800,
yeah. I
so
was
it's
thinking
850 less.
850.
But yeah, but yeah, that's interesting. Next thing, this is one we both really like: Guardian Greaves. Yeah, Arcane Boot plus Mechanism equals awesome.
And that's it. That's exactly what it does.
That's exactly what it does. So active mend restores 250 health and 160 mana to active to nearby allies. Basically, your support's gonna have this. He's gonna arcane
also,
boots.
So the passive is essentially a boosted mechanism, and the active is basically a boosted mana boots with the health gain of the mana.
But keep in mind with the passive, when a target's health is lower than 200%, or sorry, 20%, it instead provides 15 armor and 15 regen rather than 2 armor and 4 regen. So if you are weak and you're running away, you're gonna get a boost, and that's not something that gets stunned.
Be good on Huskar. Not that he needs mana, but he gets that bonus armor when he's low with his bonus attack speed.
That's true, and then just keep burning spears on. Oh, yeah. 15 health regen. Burning spears cost 20 health.
Costs 15, I think.
Is it 15? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
You're the one that can look this stuff up. You're not recording. You can check that out. But no, either way, yeah, that's gonna be, ooh,
and
that might be dirty.
That's an aura, so that wouldn't even have to be on him.
That's not even used. That's just around him.
Next to him.
Let's see, Moon Shard. This one's actually really interesting. It's just 2 hyperstones in a recipe. Gives you 120 attack speed, and then the passive gives you bonus night vision, but can be consumed to gain a permanent 60 attack speed buff. Basically,
so you can't buy it again on top of that.
Can you not buy it again, or can you not eat it again?
I don't think you can buy it again, but you still get the free slot.
Which is still cool.
Said nothing.
That's something they're doing a lot. This one is the consume concept. They're doing that a lot.
Items, yeah.
Whether it's agonyms, whether it's this, I mean, that's something that they're doing a lot where you can consume items. That's really cool. It's a dynamic they haven't done.
Like you can eat wards now.
You can. Yeah, that's so weird. All right, Silver Edge. It's Shadow Blade and Sange. Long story short, it's an upgraded Shadow Blade. That's really it.
That's it.
That's about it. You're let's see, the 24-second cooldown. How long is the actual walk? Is it for 24 seconds?
No.
It doesn't say. So it's probably the same as Shadow Blade.
Probably 14, which is what Shadow Blade was.
Yeah. So it is literally you do more damage, and when you do the damage, it recruits their damage output by 40%. It's a ganking king. That's about it. Right. That's really about it. Going down now to Solar Crest.
And it disables all passives. So,
like,
it can remove evasion from PA, or it will cancel what's Enchantress's passive.
Oh, the Untouchable.
Untouchable. It'll cancel that.
That's pretty big. Yeah. Next time we have Solar Crest. Basically, this one's kind of weird. Do you want to explain this one?
Pudge's passive.
Do what?
It would cancel Pudge's passive. Would that reduce his health then?
Yeah.
Because it's that he gets the strength bonus.
Now wait, but that counts as an innate ability though. Once he already has it, he can't lose it.
Right, but it's a passive. It just it multiplies based on it. So I don't know
because I think Pudge's ability, technically his skill is a passive, but once he gets the kills and that adds on to Flesh Heap, I believe that's considered innate. Because then at that point, like, that number never decreases. It never changes except increases.
Right, but it would cancel the multiplier of it.
Ooh, that's true.
So it wouldn't do anything because it adds strength based on a multiplier.
So yeah, his health may just suddenly drop 1,500 if he's fed. Solar Crest. Do you want to explain this one? Because this one kind of is weird to me.
So this is the one with the aura, right?
It's the Medallion of Courage and Talisman of Evasion. Basically, loses Solar Crest armor and evasion. When targeting an ally, grants them 10 armor and 30% evasion.
Right. So it works like a Medallion of Courage, which normally would just lose armor from yourself and give it to an ally, or take armor from yourself and take it from an enemy. But now you take away your evasion and your armor, and you can add it to a teammate, or you can take away your armor and your evasion and give a miss chance and armor reduction to an enemy.
And it's just kind of weird stuff.
It's basically just an upgraded Medallion of Courage, but really expensive upgrade.
Yeah, and sure people rarely ever use Medallion of Courage, but they gave another option, which is the important part.
Right.
Okay, this next one, Octarine Core, huge. Holy shit. So let's okay, first off, this is, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, other than the Dagon upgrades, this is the second most expensive item in the game, 5,900.
Well, now that Satanic is cheaper, I think you're right.
I think so, because I think Satanic now is like 5,800.
All right, it's 200 less. I think it was 5,950. I think it's now 5,750.
Okay, and the only thing bigger in this now is Divine, obviously. So what it is just a Mystic Staff. Do what?
53, right?
What?
Heart of Tarrasque is 53.
52.
52, yeah. I don't know what Bloodstone is,
I can't remember. I think that's 58 or something, maybe.
150 or something.
I don't know. But anyways,
yeah.
Octarine, anyways, long story short, it's fucking expensive. It's a Soul Booster and Mystic Staff. Now, what it does, first off, look at what it provides. 25 intelligence, 450 HP, 400 mana, 4 HP regen, and 100% mana regen. Holy shit, that's a lot. So it's passive, cooldown reduction, increases all cooldowns, not spell cooldowns, not ability cooldowns, not item cooldowns, reduces all cooldowns by 25%. So right off the bat, we know who's getting these. We're talking about Zeus with Refresher.
Anybody who wants a Refresher Orb is now getting this item.
Oh yeah, anything like,
because it will reduce the cooldown on the Refresher Orb, saving you 45 seconds.
I mean, we're talking Zeus, Enigma. I mean, anything. Just Warlock. Oh my god, that's terrifying. Anything. If you have a Refresher, you will be building an Octarine Core. You may honestly even get Octarine Core before you get Bloodstone. It's that big of a deal. That's the first passive. How about the second passive? Spell Lifesteal. Restores health for a percentage of any damage dealt from spells. 25% from heroes, 5% from creeps.
So Zeus becomes immortal.
So Zeus basically can regen more health faster than any character ever in Dota, with a double ulti. Then
plus any chain lightning.
Oh yeah.
Any electric field.
It's so bad, and not even that. Think of like Warlock Chaotic Offering. Those golems, every creep they kill, which they kill a creep in what, 10 seconds?
Right.
5% lifesteal. They can just knock out entire waves. I mean,
not sure if that works, but if you did put, because it's not from a spell.
Pretty sure it'd still count as a spell because they'd be like, I mean,
I think the golems would heal from it, maybe. Well, no, because they wouldn't have.
They would have that, but I mean, even still, then I mean, we're talking Enigma.
You could drop a Witch Doctor ulti.
Think of Enigma, yeah, Witch Doctor ulti.
With Scepter on that, you're damaging. You kill 5 people and you have
full health.
You kill one person, you have full health, but with the bounces, you might be able to kill 5.
Even another one that's kind of funny that we didn't think about earlier. Silencer's ulti. That does damage with Axe. That
passive damage on every hero.
And not just hero, creeps too. Well, I guess they don't, but they don't do damage to creeps, so I guess it only does damage to heroes. But I mean, even then, you're talking 25%. He does, I can't remember what it does. I think it only does like 400 damage or 500 damage.
But that's 2,000 health.
But they're silenced, and then that happens. What?
If that's 2,000 damage that he does to everybody, then he gains 500 health from it.
Which that silencer, that's like half his life.
Yeah, a third probably.
But still, I mean, we're talking this could be huge. Imagine, I mean, Nature's Prophet, how troll. Every time you drop his ulti, he's just gonna heal 500.
You think you got him? Sprouts himself, drops his ulti, goes invisible.
Healed.
Yep.
And he's gone. Just
good luck
that's
finding him.
Yeah, just I don't know. This item, I can see people getting this even before Bloodstone. I mean, it's That's incredible. That's
Imagine
something you get.
Leshrax's ulti.
Um,
Leshrac in a team fight with his
oh
ulti.
yeah, because of the
That
life steal.
damage.
I'll say the cooldown wouldn't matter much on that, but yeah, the life steal, or wow, I guess spell steal.
Yeah. The
Spell
spell life
steal,
steal.
spell. I'm gonna start
Still
calling it
life
spell
steal.
steal.
It's just
I'm
yeah, I
gonna call
think
it spell steal.
yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy. Anyways, so item changes, item additions, things like that. So observer sentry wards actually stack, so it's one inventory slot. You double click them to go back and forth.
They're also sold individually now.
Yes, that's the other thing. So you buy wards. I mean, they're the same exact cost, but you buy them one at a time, which is interesting. An upgraded boots of travel. Boots of travel can now be upgraded by purchasing a recipe again, which the recipe is 1,500, correct?
1550.
Oh yeah, because it makes it exactly 2,000. That's right. So 1,550. Allows you to target and teleport to allied heroes
Which means you can join any team fight.
instantly, no matter where they are.
Wow.
They could be at Roche.
In 3 seconds, but instantly.
Well, yeah, 3 seconds instantly. Item changes. These are basically cost things. Basically Basher and Abyssal Blades nerfed a little bit. Energy boosters reduced by 100. Cool thing, Arcane Boots.
Arcane boots is
No
reduced by-
longer, and they no longer require mana to activate. So
Right.
you get the full 185 or whatever it is.
It was 135, but
Or
it
one-
cost 35, so you got
Yeah.
100 and all of your teammates got 135, which was
Yeah.
kind of cheap. Like, why am
Yeah.
I getting these boots if you guys get all the mana from it?
Yeah. Quick notice: Bloodstone does not go down in price with the change of energy booster because the increase goes up 100 on the recipe, where energy boost goes down 100. Let's see. Armlet basically not much change except when you activate it, the attack speed it stays the same. Battle Fury now requires Quelling Blade, which means Quelling Blade a lot more people will be getting. But you can go in and basically chop now instantly kills wards rather than doing damage. And it can actually increase his range.
For the targeting wards.
For targeting wards specifically, yeah. BKB can now be sold, but repurchasing does not change the duration. If you get to find 5 seconds...
Quelling Blade no longer does bonus damage from... Or it now does full damage instead of just your base damage.
Oh,
so you
okay, gotcha.
get 30% bonus from your base damage. Now it does from your full damage, which includes all of your other items.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, but like I was saying, BKB can now be sold, but if you have it down to 5 seconds, you sell it and buy a new one, it'll still be 5 seconds. So they knew what you were doing there, but you're done. Basically, phase duration went down by 0.4 seconds. Oh no.
And
Boots of travel went down by 5 seconds.
all teleports went down 5 seconds. Well,
Basically.
I just-
Butterfly, so the flutter duration, that's when your evasion increase went down 2 seconds.
no,
but the
that's
movement.
your movement speed increased, but your evasion. You sacrifice your evasion for your movement speed increase.
Is that what it was? I thought
Yeah,
flutter
so
was
now-
the evasion one.
No, you always get evasion.
Oh, that's right.
Sacrifice your evasion for the move speed, which you move faster now, but for a shorter period of time.
And now, if they wanted to give another reason to why not use clarity, duration increased from 40 to 45. Mana restore went from 150 to 170, so you get 20 more mana than the mango. Seriously?
Well,
20
and
more mana?
it costs
It costs like,
no, it's 3 times more for a mango.
but still instant.
Yeah, and you can keep it for the regen, the health regen until you need it.
Yeah, but whatever. Basic changes, nothing really changed here. Desolator, they decreased.
Significantly cheaper.
They decreased the chain or the damage, but made it 600 cheaper, which is awesome. Divine Rapier went up 30 damage, which is
Oh, Diffusal Blade now works on ranged illusions for half the value. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it normally worked on all illusions for full value, but they just made it ranged for half.
yeah. And the other thing, Yule Scepter now costs 175 mana, so it actually costs something to use basically. The cold attack slow on ranged heroes is going from 3 to 2.5 seconds, so it's that's a pretty significant change. I mean, that's like that last hit where the guy's getting away from you, obviously almost all ranged heroes are attack less than a second, so it's going to reset. But I mean, if we're talking, it's that one last one where the guy's trying to run away, that half second could actually be quite a bit. Flying Couriers.
Say he stuns you for 2 seconds. That half second might be enough for him to get away.
Just enough. Flying Courier speed burst basically went up from 650 to 800. Not that big of a deal. Force staff went up 1 HP in health, regen.
Plus,
Um,
it's cheaper, but you get a lot less bonus from it. It
yeah,
does mean that Ethereal Blade is cheaper by a lot, actually, because Eagle Song is cheaper too, which I
that's
think we
right.
skipped.
Let's see. Headdress radius increased a little bit. Healing Salve time went down, but the heal stayed the same. So you go up
Still 4 per
faster,
second, yeah.
which is awesome. Big change here. I love getting heart. So they increased it to change. What was it? Reaver that went down 200. So it's cost the
Reaver's
same.
now cheaper, but the recipe is more.
Yeah. So it's cost the same, but health regen went from 2 to 3.25, which is huge.
Right. The disable time is increased by a second.
2 seconds. Oh yeah, no, 1 second. So yeah, but the thing is that 1 second, literally, the first second you're not going to regen as much, but by the time the second comes around, you have already regen more, and then obviously down the road you're talking 1.25% per second more. In 10 seconds, you're talking you doubled your regen. That's nuts. Lincoln Sphere spell block. Okay, so this actually we were talking about this earlier with the other one. Spell block actually went from 17 to 16, so this is 1 second faster than the other one, which is kind of weird. Magic wand, different recipe.
Change the recipe, and now it gives you an extra. It's what 100? No, what did we say? It was 35 cheaper and gives you one more bonus. Or one
Yes,
more.
something like that, because it's instead of 3 branches, it's 2 branches now, and rather than a recipe that was 150, it's circlet.
Which is 165.
165, so it's 35 gold cheaper, but you get more attributes. So interesting. Other than that,
Mask of Madness is significant speed reduction.
yeah, they basically halved it. The speed boost that you got when you did it.
You only longer jumps into units you can't see.
Necronomicon, huge buffs. They want people to use it.
Yep.
Every single one of these things is a buff. Observer War, just the changes we were talking about earlier. I don't. Oh, the note wasn't here. Where was that note where it was like the funny joke? Is that later in Swiss Century?
That's on.
Quelling Blades.
Tangos.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So rewards, they come in singles. It's the same exact cost.
When you destroy them.
Oh yeah, when you destroy them, they get 50 XP bonus. Basically an orb of venom, that massive 2 damage per second can now kill you.
So if you happen to orb of venom somebody who forgets to turn off their armlet, you can kill them.
Power treads, basically you get 1 more stat there. Quarterstaff barely reduced. Radiance burn now causes affected enemies to have a 17% miss rate. That's cool. That's a big change. Refresher or rework like the components and bonuses. Basically now it takes 2 per for perseverance, and it's 75 more.
Which you can buy from the side shop now.
Yes, amazing.
Voidstone is now available there.
Or no, it's not side shop. It's the home base.
No, Voidstone is now available on the side shop.
I know, but it's home base. You can get both of them too.
Right.
So your home base. So you
can
can
just buy a refresher at home now.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that earlier. That's nuts. But basically it's a little bit more expensive, but you get a lot more regen out of it. It's less damage, less attack speed, but you get more regen, which is cool.
Which, if you're gonna get a refresher, you not really a right-click hero generally anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Basic changes: Rod of Atos, intelligence went up a little bit. Satanic, oh no.
And 200 cheaper because of the Reaver.
Yeah. Shiva's Guard barely changed. Stout Shield barely changed. Tangos can now be used to eat wards. Eating a ward heals for double the amount, 230 over 16 seconds. Why? Because wards taste better. That's so bad.
They had to give an explanation, though.
They had to think of something witty. Let's see. Earnest Shadows. If you cast Earnest Shadows on somebody, under the effect basically just refreshes it. It doesn't create another instance. Vela's Discord, they buffed it quite a bit. So they lowered the cost, lowered the cooldown. The duration reduced quite a bit, but then it made it a lot cheaper to use too. So they buffed it quite a bit.
You know what they buffed quite a bit? Vlads.
Oh yeah, you can now use it on ranged heroes.
So ranged heroes with unique attack modifiers can now get lifesteal.
Boom!
Finally.
Boom!
But it's significantly more expensive because it requires headdress instead of the ring of regen.
Yeah, so it's what, like 400 more expensive? 5? No.
50 plus the 250 for the recipe.
Yeah.
No,
So
it is.
300 then.
Yeah.
But that's
But you
fine.
get a bonus +2 to all stats, and the aura now provides 3 health regen instead of 2.
Hmm.
Basically,
Okay.
what Headdress did.
So, yeah, I mean that's basically the rundown. We're gonna just give a quick idea of what we liked, didn't like, we just thought was weird in it. So we'll just start with what we liked. You had what we were talking about earlier. What we both agreed, Nature's Prophet, amazing. That's a character that we're gonna start seeing
And
probably a lot
Alchemist
more.
potentially ridiculous.
Yeah, Alchemist potentially ridiculous. But for three, not including Nature's Prophet, because that's just easy. Three characters that we each thought were really good. We loved the changes to. You had a Chantress, Alchemist, and Tinker. Just real quick rundown of each. Just why'd you have those
Um,
three?
Enchantress, I'm just happy that they finally made Impetus spell immune because it did pure damage, so it should have
You
been a
mean Pierce's spell
piercing
immunity?
spell immunity.
Yeah.
It should have been able to pierce spell immunity the whole time because it was pure damage.
Mm-hmm.
I had Tinker because I like the bounce on his laser just because it's gonna be ridiculous.
Makes him good for team fights. On top of
Right.
marching the machines and stuff like that.
What was my other one?
Alchemist, which is just
Oh,
obvious.
right, Alchemist because of the scepter, which is potentially just
OP as shit.
ridiculous.
That will have some nerfs. For me personally, I had Alchemist, same reason, just kind of really overpowered. I actually had Nyx. I love that Burrow. I'm really sad that he got a new ability with Aghanims, but I really love Burrow. He can just sit there. He can use his skills with reduced costs on mana and cooldown, and basically he just can hide and then use that. I mean, it makes him an actual assassin. He can go invisible and then he can hide. He can go invisible and then he can hide. I mean, and then he gets regen. If he's low, he just go around a corner and hide behind some trees and regen for a while before he comes up.
So
Um,
now you're gonna see a lot more of the Nyx
I
Dagon ulti combo. That's just gonna be
I don't
annoying
think
as
you won't see it in competitive because that's not how competitive goes. But
right.
you'll see it a lot in pubs. You'll see people do that cheese in pubs because he'll be able to do like 1,000 damage and hide. And if you come near him and if he just hides in a good spot where you have like 600 health,
Well,
you're dead.
and he can activate Spiked Carapace and instantly stun every enemy unit within a 300 AOE.
I mean, and that's obviously awesome.
Right.
Yeah, because it doesn't cancel Vendetta. So, and then the other one I had for awesome things, I had Wyvern. First off, Wyvern's now added to Captain's Draft or Captain's Mode, so that's awesome. So that means he's now gonna be competitive. And then that new ulti he has is gonna be the way they reworked it. They added, if you're attacking your ally, if you're one of the ones they're just sitting punching your friend in the face, basically you take reduced damage, so it's not broken. I can actually almost see Wyvern with those, even though they made the Splinter Blast and stuff like that, and Arctic Burn, they made it a little bit worse. I can actually almost see him being competitive as a, I don't want to say puck like support, probably more like a Dazzle like support, where you're not going to do anything. You're literally just going to be super low level. You're going to get your ulti, and then you're going to roam. And once you roam, you're going to be in the middle of team fights. You're going to be saving people and stuff like that.
One thing I have noticed with Wyvern's ulti is if you cast it on somebody who has Blade Mail active, it will hurt all their teammates, which now takes 70% less damage from that.
Which is, I mean, that's only for a few seconds anyway, on a really good timing.
Well, the ulti only counts for 3.5, and I think Blade Mail's what, 7?
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, so if you see that they have Blade Mail, you drop it on them. But now it kind of counters that Blade Mail.
Yeah. Now let's go for the three things we hated the most. We didn't like in this at all. Yours are three really easy ones: Bane, Lifestealer, and Nyx. You just want to say why?
Because they're not an ability draft anymore.
Okay. Anyways, mine. Things I did not like the most. Enigma. Enigma is already a really, really good character, and all they did was buff him. They made his ultimate so fucking strong. That's rough. Another change, Bounty. Seriously, the ulti, you can see how much gold they have. I mean, I just don't get it. You tried to justify it to me earlier, but no, that's a waste of time. And then the one that I don't like is Wraith King. I don't think you're basically creating Wraith King a full support. You're making him like, that's all his scepter is going to do, is he's going to be in the middle of a team fight and then try not to die. He's gonna be a wall. He's gonna be a treant.
What I
And I
think
hate treant.
they might have been doing with all these scepter upgrades is they're just making Alchemist that much better.
Which is another point. I mean, there's already, of the 120 something characters in Dota, probably, I don't know, probably a third
It's what, 138?
or something like that. Yeah, probably a solid third used Aghanims, if not more. You just added 10%. You just added another 10% on how many use Aghanims. That's another 10% that now, with Alchemist's ability, is going to be overpowered as shit.
Yeah, Alchemist is just gonna be in there, impossible to kill, and just
And
basically
just, yeah, I don't know.
teammates.
And he's going to go and he's just going to jungle the entire fucking game. But yeah, and I mean, the Wraith King, I don't know. The Wraith is a cool idea. You'll actually get people who don't know what Wraiths are. Like these little kids, they don't know what Wraiths are. So it's actually going to kind of give them an idea. But now let's go on. We actually had 3 totally separate things for these. For the things that are just weird. You had Luna, Bounty, and Morphling. I guess we had Bounty. You already had that one, but yeah, you had Luna.
I just thought it was weird.
Yeah.
The Luna ulti, I'm not sure I like. Just because, like, it's weird that you can cast it anywhere you want. It's kind of nice because then you could, like, say, cast on the other side of some trees.
And then it just does
like,
damage.
You drop it under their tower if you know they're hiding under their tower. But that just makes it, like, really good because it's good anyway.
The only thing about Luna's ulti, I wish with Aghanims, and this, with what they did, this might have been a little overpowered. It still does attack creep. So it can skip an enemy and attack a creep instead and let the enemy survive. So, I mean, I kind of wish with Ags, what they would have done is, I mean, this is cool. It's a different dynamic. I was not expecting this.
Once or something, or
yeah, make it so it can only hit a creep once and then it hits allies the rest or something. Like, I mean, you don't want to say it won't hit creeps at all because that's a little too overpowered,
right? Because it can already hit anybody up to 18 times because that's, or 17, whatever.
Yeah,
it was to a scepter.
Yeah, but so make it like it can only hit a creep once. Make it a little more focused because her ulti is kind of lacking, but this does give it a cool dynamic. But then Morphling you had also.
Yeah, that Morphling, just the ability to become any teammate that you want at will. I mean, you could have 2 snipers just sitting back and wrecking people. I mean,
for 20 seconds.
Right, but that's longer than a team fight or an average push is going to be. You know, so if you really want to get a tower down, you throw 1 shrapnel on there, switch to the other sniper, and just sit back and shoot it.
And then another thing, I would imagine that, like, let's say Sniper's a great example. Let's say he uses the ulti on Sniper, pops up. Does he all of a sudden have all the shrapnel charges? Does he take over where the other Sniper left off? Like, if he has 2 charges left, does Morphling get all of a sudden all the charges?
Items that hero has.
Yeah, and that's another important one.
Does he keep his own items? Because if you're Morphling and you're just playing for, you know,
support,
then you jump in as a carry, you're not really gonna be that effective.
Which is probably honestly probably a good thing. You don't want, like, if you have a sniper that's OP as hell, like totally fed 30-2, and he's just wrecking towers, you don't want to go against 2 snipers.
Right.
That could be bad. For me, for the weird things, the 3 I had first off Ursa. Not sure how I feel about the new ulti redo. It's definitely interesting, but
a bitch in ability draft.
Yeah, I mean, literally, it's one of those things where if you don't have a skill, the ultimate's useless in ability draft.
Right.
Another one I had was Centaur. The whole every enemy can now run over ledges and blah 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 and breaks trees. Not sure how I feel about that.
And take 30% damage.
Yeah, I mean that I like. That is all right, but the whole everybody now can run everywhere.
They already get max move speed basically.
I think so. I think
it's
they're getting
40% movement boost or something.
Yeah,
but
something like that. Yeah. And then the other one I have is techies. The signs now, like, block true sight. I'm sorry, you should not be able to block true sight. That's the point of true sight. But, like, imagine, I'm thinking up in the top left, up by the secret shop up there. You know how there's the lane of trees that are super thin. You could just drop the sign in there, and then there's, what was it, a 300 radius around it?
175. It was pretty short.
Still, 175. Still, that's, I mean, That's 3 lane. If you put it between,
That's melee distance is all that is really.
still though, you can block like 3 lanes by putting. You know what I'm talking about, right? The little trees on the right side of the lane, like right in there. You put the sign in there. All 3 of those lanes you can cover in bombs. And people have no idea. Couldn't see it. Could not physically see it. I mean, that's a lot. I'm sorry, but that's a lot. I mean, you could hide a lot of stuff in that. But I'm not a fan of that at all. And on top of the fact, I mean, Techies is already a pain in the ass. And then you go and reduce all the cool, like all the activate times to 0.5 seconds. Really? Fuck you.
Just instant explosion, basically.
Basically instant explosion, especially since the further you are away from the explosions, the less damage it does. I mean,
that gives you perfect amount of time to get right on top of it.
Yeah, not right on top and possibly walk away. I mean, right on fucking top of it.
Yeah, you don't walk over it and keep going and it blows up behind you. No, it blows up right when you get on top of it.
Oh yeah, you're fucking dead, buddy. But anyways, guys, that's about all we had. Lots of stuff coming up. Holy shit, lots of changes coming up. I'm excited. There's a lot of things I saw that were rumored to be changed. I'm happy weren't. Things like Pudge getting strength innate ability. Necrophos, one that was actually I'm kind of sad. Did Necrophos have any changes in this?
I don't believe
they didn't do anything to Necrophos, did they? There's a lot of stuff they were talking about in the rumors that they were going to do with Necrophos. One of them, no, they didn't. One of them was with the ulti, rather than stopping buyback, it actually made it cost 50% more, which that would have been cool. But anyways,
stop buyback.
Yeah, basically, yeah. But anyways, guys, I mean, a lot of stuff going on in Dota. I know I haven't talked to you guys much recently, but this is a pretty cool and awesome change. But anyways, guys, this is Dub, joined by
Archy.
And we'll see you guys later. Peace.